Greetings and salutations, my fellow gamers. My name is AFarCryAway, and today we have a new What We Were Up To update from Killing Floor 2, and I'm not going to read it because that's lame. Let's just look at the guns because they look awesome. We have the Spitfire returning as well as a new weapon, the Stoner 63A. Now, if you look here, you can see images of both. By the way, I can't words today. The Spitfire looks exactly like the Flame Revolver from the first Killing Floor, but with a few new modifications. And I really do like how in Killing Floor 2, the gun models never are just easy. They usually have a lot of detail and a lot of intricacy, and I like how they make it believable. Like if you notice the end, how it's got kind of the blowtorch thing going on. I think that's really clever, as well as that safety handle with the red bit on the bottom as like a release mechanism. I think that's pretty genius because even if it wouldn't work in real life, I think the wiring and whatnot, just all the parts, they look like you could find them in a house somewhere. Now with these bullet projectile bits, I'm not really sure about those, but you know, you could get the wooden revolver frame, and then you could probably, you know, saw off the end and then put some like blowtorch mechanism there. I don't know, but the point is it looks really cool. I wonder if you can dual weld these. I mean, I'm assuming you can, but then again, maybe you can't, just kind of depends. But either way, it looks really cool, so that's got me excited. And then you also have the lead aspect, which is the Stoner. Now I'm not sure which class this is going to be for, whereas, you know, the other pistol there was gonna obviously be a firebug weapon. This could probably fall into Commando or SWAT, most likely. It could be a support weapon too, but I highly doubt that, as, you know, their entire focus is shotguns. And then of course survivalists can use it because they can use everything. But thoughts on this? I think it's interesting that they went with the drum magazine, or the box magazine rather, design. It's got a foregrip, as well as it does use iron sights, so nothing fancy here, but it is a lot of lead. You've got a pretty high caliber round here and a lot of it, so hopefully this turns out to be a nice complementary weapon for the Commando and or the SWAT perk to give you a little bit more lead to throw down range. And a lot of people have been begging for an LMG. Now I don't know if you can say the Stoner is an LMG, but this is probably the closest thing we're going to get to one. I'm not a gun nut. Someone's going to correct me in the comments. I can already see it happening. But, you know, you've got a box mag, and you've got full auto. So this is pretty much the Killing Floor 2 equivalent of an LMG at the moment. So that's pretty exciting. Now, just a quick thing to talk about while we look at the update pictures and all that. I don't cover this game a lot anymore, just because I've gotten pretty bored of it, to be honest with you guys. I know it's a fun game, and every time I come back to it for a day, I have a good time, but it's just not really my cup of tea. I've moved on to other games and whatnot. But, you know, I'm just here for the views. Just kidding. Well, actually, not really. I mean, these Killing Floor videos get a ridiculous amount of views in comparison to anything else I try my hand at. But, you know, the one thing that will always make me return to this game is the weapons, and the more weapons that get added, the better. You know, maps are so easy to come by. The community makes maps all the time, and Tripwire occasionally puts out these maps too. But the real meat of this game is the shooting, and I think the more weapons they throw into this game, the better. I will pretty much always re-download Killing Floor 2 if there's weapon updates, because they're just so much fun to try out and see how they complement a class or a perk or whatever. So, you know, if you're listening to this, anyone from Tripwire, please just keep making guns. That's what the community wants. That's what I want. I mean, I'm sure some of the community wants characters. That's also another priority. I think you guys should bring back some fan favorites very soon, because that would definitely reinvigorate a lot of old players to come back if, you know, some older characters returned. But I think weapons and characters are your two biggest heavy hitters right now, especially since you have the ability to customize the skins of the characters and weapons with stuff from the accessories shop. And, you know, if you're trying to make money, I think the more guns and characters you put into the game, the more people will probably spend to make their characters and weapons look cooler. So, I don't know, that's just some food for thought, but if you want Killing Floor 2 to be a money-making game, characters and weapons, there you go. That's how you do it. And that's how you make a lot of people happy. Because I know, for a fact, if you were to bring back El Chickenatoro and Mrs. Fosterino and several other of the original Killing Floor cast, people would probably reinstall the game and put a lot more money into it. I don't know. But that's just my opinion, of course. I guess I can't speak for the community as I'm not really involved like I used to be. But that's just how I see it. And you know what? Keep up the good work, Tripwire. You know, making these guns, that makes me happy. So I'll talk to you guys in the next Killing Floor video. Feel free to check out all the other Killing Floor videos I've made. And please do subscribe if you're interested in Killing Floor 2, as I will periodically return to the game and give you guys updates on it and whatnot. So, peace out, everybody.